Hello guys and welcome to another video. Today we will focus on the first turn-based strategy title set in one of the most famous franchises of the 90s, whose legacy continued even throughout the next decades. And of course I am talking about the Might and Magic series, a franchise that has RPG and turn-based strategy games set in the same universe, and today's review is about the first strategy game called Heroes of Might and Magic: A Strategic Quest, developed and published by New World Computing and released in September 1995. The story is set about Lord Morgan Iron Fist, who is forced to flee his homeland through a magical portal because his cousin Ragnar had usurped the throne after his uncle, and also Ragnar's father killed Morgan Iron Fist's father, the legitimate owner of the throne. Morgan then finds himself, along with his loyal followers, in a strange uncharted land called Enrath. A land also set on the planet of the same name that will be much more famous with the upcoming titles. Enrath is underruled but contested by Morglin and other three warlords: Barbarian Lord Slayer, Sorceress Queen Lamanda, and Warlock Lord Elmar. And therefore, the campaign follows the plot to conquer Enrath under the rule of Morgan Iron Fist. The campaign can be played for each of these 4 factions and offers 8 missions for each faction, therefore up to 32 missions of campaign in total. There's also a variety of single scenario missions, each with a different environment, which varies. The missions are set in the Greenlands and forest, vast desert areas, volcanic wastelands, and the snowy plains, and also open seas where you travel from isle to isle. All missions are also different in size of the map, which are small, medium and large. At the beginning of each mission, you are given a castle or a town that is needed to be upgraded to a castle, a hero and a certain number of resources to start with. Each of these 4 factions mentioned above is unique with its own castle type, which are town, plains, mountain and forest, and therefore unique creatures and their abilities, as well as different types of heroes and their abilities. The town type castle is your classical medieval town and includes units like pikeman, archer, paladin or knight on a horse. Plains is a classic barbarian type of castle with goblins, orcs, trolls or cyclopses. Mountain is a more fantasy faction castle with unique creatures like gargoyles, centaurs, minotaurs or dragons. And forest is a castle with dwarves, elves, druids and phoenixes. Each faction is also distinct by their own gameplay style because, for example, town has primarily close combat units that are relatively fast. On the other hand, forest has weaker close combat units but has more range attack units and also more powerful in this type of attack. Also, each faction has a different hero with different abilities that grow up with each higher level your hero achieves. These abilities are attack, defense, spell power and knowledge. Attack and defense always improves your attack or defensive capabilities of your units, while spell power increases the power of spells your hero casts during the combat, and the knowledge is widening the range of how many of these spells your hero can learn. On the gameplay side, Heroes of Might and Magic is a fantasy turn-based strategy game, therefore a bit different than the classic real-time strategy games. Here, player and computer or players in a multiplayer take turns when they're playing, and their action and what they can do is limited in each turn. In such turn, your hero has limited movement points which can be used to explore more area, capture mines for resources, attack enemy heroes or creatures on the map that guard mines, resources or artifacts, or capture creature dwellings in order to recruit them. Also, in each turn you can upgrade your castle with new buildings, such as stronger creature type dwellings, a higher level of the mage tower that offers stronger spells, or build buildings like well that increases population of each castle, or a tavern to boost morale of your troops that repays in combat. Each turn also represents one in-game day. Each day also gives you a certain number of gold and other resources that are wood, ore, mercury, sulfur, crystals and gems that allows you to upgrade your castle with more powerful buildings and the dwellings with more powerful creatures. Gold is also used to recruit more troops, with dwellings in each castle offering a new batch of troops in the beginning of every week. Therefore, from the gameplay side perspective, it is the most important day in the week because you get units only once a week and you also need resources to hire them. No need to mention that if you don't have any creatures, you can't fight battles and you can be defeated by the enemy. The game also offers nice graphics that feels that you are literally in a fantasy fairy tale, as well as nice and relaxing sounds and music with a better quality than, for example, recently reviewed Warcraft Orcs and Humans that has older quality of sounds and also feels more dark. Heroes of Might and Magic, to compare, feel more like you are in a fantasy fairy tale that is more comfortable and relaxing. The game has received a very good ratings, hitting score between 75 to 100%, with critics talking about the story being thin, but adore the game for its gameplay, which, from my point of view, even for a game from '95, is today nice and smooth. Heroes 1 is also one of the first games I played on the PC back then, and it brings back so many memories and nostalgia, which I am sure it will bring to so many other people. And because all of these aspects, as you are building your kingdom, managing resources and fighting battles, the game offers unique experience, and to be successful, you have to think carefully each turn you play. The Might and Magic series has more famous and better titles than Heroes 1 that we're following, but I will recommend the game for the people that want to see how the strategy games side of Might and Magic series began, and also want to witness how the Might and Magic series evolved. Even though a bit rusty to compare with the new titles of the Might and Magic series, for example Heroes 2 or 3, it still offers nice and smooth gameplay and also pleasant and cute design of castles and creatures. It is also a nice installment as a strategy game in Might and Magic series, which was already known for their RPG titles set in a different world, and the Heroes of Might and Magic, a strategic quest, opens a new chapter on a new world, not only on the storyline side, but also on the gameplay and engine side. Because there will be a number of upcoming strategy as well as RPG games set in the world of Enrav, released a few years later after the first Heroes strategy game, that will also later rank themselves among the most famous and legendary titles, not only of the 90s but also of games as a whole. So this is it for today guys, thank you for watching. If you like the video, please leave a like and subscribe for more game tips, and I'm looking forward to see you in the next videos.